I haven't uploaded at all last month. Let me explain why. You can skip to here if you're just interested in the video, but my sleeping problem's getting worse, as you can probably tell from my eyes. I've just been super lethargic, and I lost one of the batteries to my e-cigarettes, so yeah, I've just been staring at the ceiling for most of this month, doing nothing. I'm playing The Witcher 3 though, which is why I made this. But and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the biggest weakness that open world games tend to fall for. One, they're usually way too big. And size isn't necessarily the problem, it's just the empty space between interesting shit. Like, I for one, absolutely despise the countryside. Like, I think it's repulsive. So, if there's like 5-10 minutes of virtual countryside in between actual bits of the game, I'm gonna get bored very, very quickly. Granted, this can be negated with things like fast travel, but then what's the point in having the space to begin with if it's just gonna be skipped? Just seems like wasted effort that could have been spent on more of the actual game. Two, if they opt out of making the game a complete fucking empty bucket of sand, as opposed to a sandbox, made more sense in my head. A lot of the side content will have absolutely fuck all to do with the game. Like, as in the main story. Like, the worthless old shit you find in demon doors won't help you at all in your quest. Or playing Gwent won't get you any closer to Ciri, or playing darts won't help you at all in GTA 5. Well, it'll probably increase like your shooting or something, but it won't level it up that much better than actually shooting people. So, you know, or playing bowling with Roman in GTA 4. That didn't really do anything. Or darts, or going drinking, or any of the other mini games. Like, they're cool, but they don't really have any bearing on the story. Like, so meaningless side content. Step 3, the flow of the game has to be completely different. Like whereas a stupid bullshit storybook game, like anything by Telltale Games, or 99% of PS4 exclusives, or David Cage's stuff, it's very structured and planned out. Like, the exciting bits will always be exciting, the calm bits will always be calm, and there'll be lots of, the flow will be very good. But with an open world game, the designers don't really have that much control over what happens when. So, development is a little bit harder, and it's a little bit harder to get right as well. So a lot of open world games aren't as good as they could have been if they were a linear experience. 4, I think. They require a much bigger budget, usually because of all of the aforementioned extra content and extra effort in making it flow properly, which can leave a lot of them unfinished and very buggy. Like, bugs are basically a guarantee in open world games because of just how large the scope is. 5. There are only 2 genres that actually utilize the open world mechanic. RPGs and quote-unquote RPGs. Don't get me wrong though, games like The Witcher, Final Fantasy, what are some other ones? Fable, GTA, Saints Row, etc., etc. They're good games, but they're not RPGs. Like, the similarities between them and traditional computer RPGs are kind of surface level at most. Oh, by the way, I stand by what I said, what I have been saying for years. JRPGs, at least once from a literary sense, aren't RPGs. Like, the 2 genres have even less in common than the games I mentioned earlier, as well with RPGs, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me in my head. A JRPG is an adventure game that will usually have turn-based combat. An RPG, like a Western RPG game, is a game that is trying to emulate what a tabletop RPG does. Like, very different things. Like, a JRPG is playing a story, like playing a storybook, and a WRPG, stupid term, is like playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's all I've got. I want to stop talking and stop moving. just go and lie down for like the next 3 days. Special thanks to Stolen Dragoon and Baby Kitschy, as well as all my other patrons. Special thanks to my tripod that doesn't work. So this bit goes on here, right? Well, no, the other way around. This bit goes on here, right? And the camera screws onto the top. But this bit's completely snapped, so you can't put any weight on it, it'll just fall over. But yeah, huge thanks to Stolen Dragoon and Baby Kitschy, and all of my other patrons, and everyone who hasn't unsubscribed because I've been inactive. I appreciate it a lot. Just haven't had the motivation to get up, let alone talk into a camera, then edit it, and then upload it. So yeah, open world games. You'd think the craze would sort of die out after a while, but no, it seems to be one of those things that's here to stay. Like, voiced characters, or DLC, or I can't think of any other examples because I can literally feel my brain switching off. So I'm gonna go and pretend to sleep for a while, so I probably won't be able to respond to your comments until I wake up. Good night!